Good afternoon. It's kind of late in the afternoon, ladies, but believe it or not, one of my cats barfed all over my bed. So I'm trying to get that all cleaned up, and so I thought since I'm pulling all the sheets off, I'll vacuum the mattress, do the whole thing, move the bed, sweep behind it, and got a little carried away. But then I realized I wanted to do. I have been racking my brain on what I want to do. I've been doing mask making clusters, but I really just want to go with kind of a flow, just turn on the camera and do some journals and work in some journals and build a ephemera and look at pockets and just do a little bit of everything. Something just a little bit more flowing. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show it. And now I've only made 2 of these, and every time I make it, I have to look back at Leslie at 507 Willow Road Journals, and even hers, she stops her camera twice, I think it is, to get it going right. It's a little confusing, but once it's done, it's an amazing journal. She named it, it's called a flip-flop journal, and it's become one of my favorite ways. Now I want to do an envelope one. That's something next to come along. So this is one I started and I haven't finished, and I got to work on it. So it's basically done with 3 larger envelopes and 1 small. So this is the smaller envelope. And it has 1 signature here. And then it has a second signature here. So I've added different papers in here. And then, believe it or not, it has a 3rd signature, and that's kind of back here. So this is this one. I haven't done much in it, as you can see. I put it together, and now that I'm looking at this, I think I'm doing this part wrong in my thing, because Leslie does it a couple ways. I did this one a while ago, and I have to do something with it. I want it to go a bit smaller, not a tall one. So I put my envelopes together here. So, and I was trying to look at this one. So this would be my one journal back here. But technically my pocket, I made it backwards because my pocket should have been facing this way. But that's okay. I mean, the pocket can go back there if I want. That's not a problem. It's just normally it's to the front, because I think I put this piece on wrong initially is what ended up happening, because normally, oh, or maybe I have it backwards. Oh boy. Yeah, I really screwed this up. So, but I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to still use it. It's just, that's how difficult it is to put together. So bear with me. We're going to kind of glue it together. I kind of put it together so it make it easier. Now they opened this one, now I'm remembering correctly, and they cut off the lip. So excuse me. And of course I didn't bring scissors. Why would I bring scissors? Why would I think to bring scissors? That would just be silly to bring scissors. So I'm just gonna, if I had a knife, that would be perfect, and then I could just have gone up, but I don't have one, so they did that. And I'm trying to remember. I guess she still glued this down there, but had this like that. That's all it is. So you need a smaller envelope. Now Leslie opens this one. I don't. So then, because I like the pocket idea. So I take the one that I don't have open, I put down the flap maybe I already glued it. No, I didn't. You put that in there. You take the flap of that one. Let me move it up a bit in the camera. And you slide it in there. And you want to make sure you don't go too far in. And then, because it's going to fold like that, right? But let me move it over. It's hard to show because you got the pieces and they slip out all the time. So like that. And then you're going to take the next one like this. And you're going to take, I'm going to unpaper clip it. Now, because of the style envelopes I have a gap here. But then you take the other envelope and you're going to glue it here and you have that. Now, let me just see if I can put this back on here. I had it a certain way so that I could still bend the pages. Because what'll happen, basically, I have to put I'm going to be covering this, so that's okay because I need the full thing. So, when I get it together, doesn't want to bend. And of course I didn't paper clip that one quite right. So let's see if I can try that again. I'll flip it this way. It's hard because with it not glued, it makes it a little more difficult. Stick that in there. I won't put the other one yet because you'll see in a second. And this bends like this. So you're going to have a journal back here. And when you open this up, you're going to have, so not a signature here. Of course, that's going to be glued down, so it'll be better. Right? And then you're going to have a signature in here. And that'll end up being your back cover. So now let's slowly glue this together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to open this, glue this. I'm not going to go overboard. Just glue that in there. You could cut it off if you wanted to. I didn't worry about that. And then I'm going to put glue on this, and I'm kind of leaving the paper clips because that's how confusing it is. I'm going to also, when I post this later, I'm going to find the video again and put Leslie there as well. I love this journal. I gave one as a Christmas gift. How come it fit earlier? Am I going down too deep? That's why. And you have to make sure because you need to bend it, right? So you want to make sure it's right. So there we go. So we've created the back. Now we want to create this first back. So this is where we're going to glue this. And we want to, because normally some people would have, some of the envelopes aren't as low as this one, but this is all I had. So I'm going to try my best. I'm going to be covering this in paper anyways. I think this one is dead. That's a dead glue stick. This is my last glue stick, so I need to go on Amazon. But for now, I'm just going to do this. Glue it. Okay. So we have like this, and the only thing I didn't do yet, where is it? Is glue this one. Now, if you didn't want this pocket, you can just glue that down. Easy enough. Or when you cover it with the paper, just cover the full thing and leave the pocket out. It depends if you want the pocket or not. Sorry, my voice. Now with this one, I decided to glue the full side on because I only wanted one side. Now I'm doing it different this time. I'm going to try something, you know. I got to make sure I glue it on the right one. But I have to be careful because I got to be able to bend that. Oops. Let me put that in the camera. Oops. So I don't want to go right to the bottom so that I'm able to bend it a little. There we go. So let's see if I did this right. So like that, like that, like that, like that. So this is going to be my front cover, and I did a flip so that it's just extra little space to play with. If I wanted to, I could put a mini journal, but that's going to, because this is going to get bulky as you add your things. It will get really bulky. So then, so we have that, and then this will open up, and we'll put, I always do this just so I know. This is where I'll be sewing a signature in. And then that's basically the back cover, and then I'm going to be sewing a signature here. I'm going to have a paper along here, so let me just let's pretend, oh, that's not quite long enough. Do I have anything long here that can just pretend like it's the back? Oh, I do, but I can't seem to get it picked up. So it's not quite long enough. So this will have a paper along the back to the same, like, so that it looks like a full paper. Oh, excuse me, I got hiccups. So that's 1, 2, and then our third signature will go here. So flip, 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 flop, flip, flop. That's what she calls it, a flip-flop journal. And so, and that's it. Now, if you're like me, I had to watch it over and over again. It was, she struggles with it too, and it's her creation. So imagine somebody new. I'm going to just flip this over because I forgot to clean that before I came on air. So this is what we're going to work on. One of the reasons I was doing my bedding, but I also, I keep debating what colors I want to go. I have this one that I'm never done blue, so that's why I chose this one to go in blues. Then I have a love for Ruby and Pearl XO, her Etsy shop, and I have a few of hers. And a lot for me, I need to clean this out. This is some of the stuff I'm using for these flip-flop journals and a couple of other journals. I just throw it in here so I know where all the pieces are and things I've printed off that I thought I might use. I'm just trying to see if I can find any Ruby and Pearl, but so far not. This is a Ruby and Pearl. This is part of the blue line, the blue one, right? And I love her papers because when you're doing these long journals, her papers are perfect for it because of the way she has them. But she does other ones the other way too. She has a really neat, she has a great way of putting patterns together. She is so unique in how she puts, her and Sam Poole, they're both amazing at it. This is one of them, right? So she has this great way of putting, this is a different lady, but she does something similar. I just print, when I bought her from her Etsy shop, you only get 3. There's another of hers. She just does these lovely papers, very vintagey, floral, shabby, and I'm just seeing if there's any more. This is just a freebie I got from somewhere. This is one I made myself, trying to practice what they do. Something I made. See, I've been trying to do her same thing. So, and because that small one I'm going to do in some of this. Here's some more ruby and pearl, guys. Ugh. I don't know if that's a ruby and pearl that I can't see. No, that's not. This is a ruby and pearl. This is a ruby and pearl. So she has this lovely way. This is the first one I ever bought of ruby and pearl. This one, and it's beautiful. So these are all ruby and pearl. So you can see how she puts things together, and I love it. Well, I have that. When you have cats, cat hair gets everywhere. So I like that type of style, and it does look really good in this journal. I haven't chosen my papers yet. I'll do that. I'll probably gather a bunch of papers, and then this is one of the things I'm working on, because I'm so I used to always do journals with kits, and I'm trying to pull out some of my vintage papers and use them within the journal as well. So we will put signatures together. Tomorrow I'll probably do that part. By the time we get this covered, you'll probably be bored with me. No, just teasing. So I bought this. I have a beautiful purple one by My Porch Prints, and I love it. It's one of my favorites, but the way she does her papers, it's like this. So for a longer one, it's a little bit harder, but it might have worked. I thought I did 2 of her papers. That's the new one I just bought. Okay, I printed 2 of her papers. How can you lose 2 pieces of paper in a few... Oh. So this is part of it. And it's more of a lighter purple. And I thought when you're online, it looks like they're going to match, but they sort of do. That one sort of goes. Because I love this shabby look, and I have been making things. This is my favorite color. And I just thought I never make things in my favorite color. So I've been making, that's just some things like this pocket. And so I have all this I made this shabby, this heart. And so I've been making a few things. And so that's what kind of made me want to go this route. So it's just a lot of extra stuff I have. So that's kind of what my mindset is. A nice shabby purple journal. I wanted something yellow because I've never done yellow, but I couldn't find in my search. I haven't found a kit yet that is screaming at me. So let's go ahead now. I'll stop yapping. This one's easy because it can be anything, but it's kind of I almost thought of going very plain for the front cover, but then I thought, oh, that'll be very boring. Then I have this, but I'm not sure if that's what I want, because you're going to see that. So that's one of the things you've got to consider, is kind of what the first paper. So I could use this, I think, once I trim this paper. Now I could ink around that if I wanted to, but I don't think it looks as good. So I'm just going to trim the white off and see. Because the way the pattern is going, it's a different thing. Then I have to go on a ephemera hunt in purple. I've got some, but and I'm going to be making a lot of stuff. So sometimes we'll I'm going to open the pages and build ephemera for it. And a lot of my style right now is going to be what I've learned from Leslie. And I wished I knew. I always forget her name of Ruby and Pearl. So I think, see, it's going to be too short. Because that pattern goes a certain way. Now I probably could use it, so if I'm going to use it here, I have to consider what. So I'm wondering how this would look if I put that there. No, too busy. Too different. So that's what I'm looking at for my front cover. Because these are kind of got a bluey purple tone to them. So now I'm going to see. And I'm so bad with trying to get things. Oh, sorry guys. Oh, Pika, baby love, I love you. Oh, let me give you a little cuddle. All right, but you can't be up here. Sorry about that, guys. So now I'm going to see how that would look. Oh, that wouldn't look bad. That wouldn't look bad, but maybe I want more of this side to it, but I want the posto. So let's get that glued on first, and then I'll play with that front cover as I go. Sometimes in this I have, when I open it up, if I'm going to do two of the exact same, first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to trim off my white bits. I should have brought a ruler. I wonder if I should move this up a bit. It might be easier to see. I'm going to grab my ruler, long one. Where's my other short one? Because that's not a sturdy one. I've already chipped that one. Okay. So I just thought, some days it might be this journal I work on, some days it might be, and I think I'm just going to do projects I have on the go for right now. I keep mass making, but I'm not getting anything accomplished. So, and like doing Tag Tuesday and that. And right now I'm not really getting, I'm making all these tags, but they're not going into the journals because that's all I'm doing. So I really think I want, see now, I think this is what I want to the top. Maybe I do want the writing. I'm terrible, guys. So now, and when you're gluing this, you have to decide if you want the pocket or not. I want the pocket. I don't know why, but I thought it's just a good place that you can, if you keep it as a journal, then it's easier to maybe put pictures or maybe a ticket of somewhere you went. So sometimes I like having the pocket there. So I want to be careful not to because there we go. Okay. Easy peasy. Eye over. Glasses down so I can see where I'm lining this. And I can't put it right up to the edge because I have to be able to bend this in. So I will ink around there after. Okay. Nice thing about this is I'm going to fold it all up. I think I'm going to fold it all up. And I'm going to turn it over. That's where. Just giving it an extra stick. And I think, can I tear it doing it that way? Yeah. It feels like that's not sticking on that one side. And I've got to get a little plastic thing to keep all the pieces in it. Okay, that turned out. And I like the torn because I like that kind of rough look to it. Because I want it to look very old and vintagey. Let's See if I can get a hold of this. Oops. That didn't tear very well. If you don't like that, you can take your scissors and trim it up. Because I didn't think I was going to ink unless I have. No, I don't. I've been trying to keep 2 of it. Oh, and my ink pad. Lucky my stuff is just behind me, but I'm wrapped in a blanket because I had to open the window because I sprayed. I sell Scentsy, but I have what's called Scentsy Fresh. It's like Febreze. I'm like a little carried away spraying my mattress after I vacuumed, and I've been coughing because the smell is so strong. So it's killing me right now. So I have my window open, so my downstairs is a little... See, my glue isn't sticking really well there, so I've got to fix that, but that's okay because that helps me ink this up right now. And if you want it just to, if you want that pocket, now I think I might have not trimmed that enough. It might need to come down just a touch more, which might be a little hard to do. So we're just going to try to slowly fix that. Not so easy to do. I didn't think about that when I was tearing, that I had to think about not having it so close. So this is where my scissors are going to have to come in. Hopefully I don't screw this up too much. I mean, we all make mistakes, and it just means I'll have to fix it up somehow. There we go. It's not the straightest. If I take my thinner scissors. Well, it's still got a very rough look to it. See if that helped at all. There we go. Take a little off that. This is looking really jaggedy on this edge. So when you're doing it, make sure you don't do what I just did. I'm going to pull that up. See if I can't fix that better. Sorry guys, I just had to lift it a little out of screen so I can see if I can fix this. I don't like that at all, but it's going to be the way it is. I'll try to see what I can do later when I'm decorating it. It's not all the way glued on either, so... I might take it... Is it really stuck yet? Some parts of it is really stuck. To make that nicer, I'm going to probably put something on the inside of it because I don't like how not straight this is. Okay, I'm obsessing over it right now, so we'll leave it and I'll come back and fix it up later. I'm not going to glue that down till I fix that up. So that's here. So that's there. And because of all that, it got glue, but that's okay. I'm covering that. So then my next covering is this is the back. This will be the back where my signature. I wished I had a loose signature right now. Let's see if I got something I can fold over. Oh, I got a nice new music page today, but I haven't taken a picture of it yet. I'll have to unfold it and take a picture. and I'm not sure if I'm going to use this in it. So this is basically going to be sewn in here. So you can either cover it fully, or if you want to have two different papers, because it, when you go, you're going to see that side and that side. So it depends, like if you want it to look the same. So that's your choice of what you want to do. I like it to be the same since it's one, it's like a, you know, it's like, this is like a journal. So, but you don't have to. If you're good at coordinating and you can get two nice patterns together, lucky you, because I sometimes have a problem with mixing patterns. And what I had to do, and I might have to go to my printer, because I'm pretty sure, well, maybe not. Oh, I might be just lucky. I might just be lucky. If I'm lucky, lucky, lucky. If this doesn't, I'm just thinking, if this doesn't work out where I have to trim, I can also put a belly band here and make a tuck spot. If all else fails and I can't get that fixed as nice as I want it to. There's ways of covering up our boo-boos. Okay, I'll just throw that garbage up there. Oh, I forgot the top part. So, again, we want to watch where that bends. I'm going to go up this way with it. I might lose some because I don't want a stem starting it. I want some of the flower. Right, so that's what I'm looking at. So now I'm just going to close up my ink, take my glue. Did not balance that well enough. Maybe one envelope was a little bigger than the other. That's okay too. It's hard to get 3 tall envelopes. Now I use envelopes that you buy because I don't get any junk mail with them in. I don't receive any bills. Most of my bills are now online. So I hardly ever get, why am I worried about that? I want that too. And if you see me go over it several times, it's because this is not the best glue. So I'm making sure I've got plenty of it on to help with it. And usually with this, I have to go back and glue some more. There we go. Yes, boo-boo, there's no more food, baby love. This does get a little tricky sometimes with the trimming of the paper. You might find it easier to mark it and then tear it after. It can get tricky. Or cut it before you glue it if you prefer measuring. I'm terrible with measurements. See, whereas this envelope is smaller, so I'm going to have a little bit more. Oh, no. Let's just do that. That worked in my favor. Boop, boop. And I won't throw these out because I'll use them for sure. And of course, now I've got to fold it over. I think that's sometimes why it's easier to do 2 separate papers. We got to take that off. Boop, boop. Oh, you're not getting any more food. You already got your afternoon snack. Yep, yep, yep. Boo-boo. No. 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 Out of there. She'll like try to bother me till I give in and feed her more food. When I'm at my other desk where my big computer, my desktop computer is, she goes under the desk and gets into the wires. So now you'll see how much I screwed that up. So I might end up tearing that off and redoing it. So there we go. And this somehow, did I not? Sometimes these envelopes, it's funny. That even though they were the same size, they didn't line up the same way. Sometimes it's as I add the paper, I think. But that's okay because for me, it's a shabby. I'm doing more of a shabby, so if it's not, and when I cover that, and I could also trim that off if I wanted to. And then just glue down that part of it again, if it really irritates me at the end. So there we go. So we have that one covered. See that it keeps throwing me off. There we go. So there we go. I didn't bring a, I'm going to just do my crease again. Could reinforce this, but because there's the envelope there and it's got a nice thick seam, I don't think I need to. So now I have the back cover here. Okay, whoops. My hands are really bad right now, and that's really bothering me. Just give me a second. I have a psoriasis, so, and the winter is the hardest on it. I'm just going to put a little. Can't put too much on my hand because it's very oily, this one. It's a natural one I use in it. But it's just so that I'll stop scratching it. So here we go. Let's try this one. And again, I have to try to remember. Yeah, so we'll be okay as long as I put my paper right to here. So let's trim off that white. Really having a hard time getting the paper up. I guess it's 4 o'clock because I hear Jacob's father. Normally, like, I watch Jacob now, but because he's old enough, I don't have to watch him. So before I start it, I got a snack out from his after-school snack. Tomatoes, little mini tomatoes and cucumbers, and he loves that. And a little piece of cheese and strawberries, and then 1 cookie. We're very careful with the fruits and vegetables. We do it. That's a normal snack for us, to give more fruits and vegetables than. Okay, so we're going to put that on. With this one, I don't think it really matters where I do that. I think I'm going to come up short. I thought I had enough paper, but I think I'm going to come up short. The first time I did this one, oh, I didn't think I was ever going to get it figured out. Guys, the next one I'll have to, same thing will happen. Oh. Where's my long ruler? Sometimes what I'll do is put my ruler here so that I don't glue with the paper. Now, if you don't like how you have to bend it, you could do half and half, but I'm not worried about that. And this time I don't want to fight too much. Okay. Go. There we go. And I gotta still do, this is gonna be the tricky one. See, I'm almost wondering if I should leave it like that, but it's gonna look funny here. There we go. The next one is ready. We got the back, and then we've got, this goes this way, and then we've got this back to go. So I did come up short with paper. Most people might not take the white off, but you know how many times I've said, oh, I'll just work around that white, and I end up getting the white in because I forget. So I just go ahead and trim it off. Even though I know I'm going to be tearing it somewhat, this way I never have to worry about accidentally leaving it on. Because I know myself well enough to know that is something that would happen. Excuse me, I keep yawning. I've been staying up way too late, and I'm trying to get myself back to where, because I'm a night owl, and I get very creative at night for some reason. As long as my boo-boo doesn't want to cuddle, her favorite thing to do around 11:30 is I always have a big blanket, and it's on back behind my back because my back gets cold, and I put it up over my shoulders. But she likes me to lay it on the desk as well, and then she curls up in it and puts her head on my arm. So that pretty much tells me I cannot no longer craft. And sometimes she'll stay there for a long time and just sleep. So then I'll just do some jigsaw puzzles online and watch something. But sometimes I'm in a really, really creative mood, and I'm just like, go sleep in my bed, leave me alone. But what can you do? My cats come first. Their comfort and what they want come sometimes before my own. Silly it is. And sometimes the reason I do go over is to make sure that I don't leave that top. But again, I gotta watch that edge. There we go. I think once we get all the paper in, you'll see more of the effect of the flip-flop once I do that. Really and truly. That's great scraps. Get that out of the way. Sorry, some of it I can't do all on. And you don't really need to watch me tear scraps anyways. I'm going to have to use scissors because I can't seem to get a grip of that. And I find the top the hardest to cut with scissors. See what I mean? I have the hardest time with the top and scissors. Why I don't know. And again, I've got to bend that. Did I not do that very straight? Look at how bad I did that. I didn't get that paper folded enough, so let's just bend that over a little bit more. We'll fix it that way. There we go. There's that cover. Now the back cover. We don't have a... I could maybe... Do I have enough? Oh, yeah. That's what we're going to do. Oh, sorry. I've got a lot more to do. Wait, before I do that. So that's one signature. I'm going to put my little dot. Next signature. Next signature. So you can either cover that all in one. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to cover this with this. And I've got to figure out how to trim that off. Oh. Okay, glue. Yes, I did. Because I'm so curious of what I did. Okay. I was curious to see how I did the other one. And the other one I can't look at that I did because it was a gift for Pascal for Christmas. So I'll put this. Actually, I did this. Don't ask me what I was thinking there, because I don't know what went through my head there. I sometimes don't understand what my brain thinks. Okay, so let's trim that up. This one's easy. Oh, this tears well for me. All that roughness when I ink it, I'm hoping it looks the way I want it to in my head. That way. As you can see, there's a lot of covering to do. Oh, let's get this all going the right way. No, no, no. No, no, no. This way. Phew, I thought, oh, minute. 1, 2. Okay. Flop. Now this. Now, here is my problem. I do not think these sheets are big enough. Oh, maybe so. Maybe so. Perfect. Okay. So I'm fine. I'm fine. Again, let's put that ruler when I etch it. Glue. Got really quiet upstairs. It's almost sometimes scary, but I know he's watching TV because if he gets up, he's very loud, and if he has to go to the bathroom, I can hear him. Most of the time, he'll run to the bathroom saying, I have to go pee-pee. So you always know what he's doing. Just with his TV shows, he gets quiet watching them. He loves his TV time. Well, you know, you've been at school all day, you've been playing, you've been learning. You just want that quiet time. And he loves his TV. Do I have to worry anywhere that folds? I don't think so on this. Okay. Never know, I might turn it on later and do the signatures later or tomorrow. We'll see. So let's tear that off the bottom. Oh. Let's put it up. We don't have a lot there. Let's hope that, there we go. Okay, now that all that is done, let's see, I'm just gonna put a crease there. Let's see how this turned out. Now, you know I have to fix that, and I have to cover this. I don't know yet how I'm gonna cover it. I don't know if I'm gonna collage it or gonna put a picture, because it's my front cover, basically, is how it works. I wished I had the other one here. So we have that, and where we have the pocket here, and I might fix that and not have a pocket. I might just have a belly band. I'm not positive yet. Then it opens here with your first journal, but I'm gonna just, oh, I know, it'll help. I'm just gonna do this. Way helps. So then our first signature, our second signature, and our third signature, and then our back. If you want it that way, it'll open. I have to fix that. Yeah, like that. So there we go. That is the flip-flop. So we're just at the beginning stages. And so now we just have to choose our papers for the signature. If I had my papers out and ready to go, I would do that right now with you. But I don't. So maybe yeah, there we go. I'm liking this. And we'll go from there, and I'm trying to think what I'm going to do this one in. I have one of these small ones completed. I should have brought that to show you. Let me just, I thought I had it here. Whoops. Here's a small, it's going to be a Christmas one. So there's that front. That's where my one signature is going to go. My other signature is going to go, and then my other signature is going to go. So it's a smaller version, and it's going to be going in my Christmas collection that I'm working on, and I should put it with my Christmas stuff here. And this one I'm going to figure out what color papers I want in it and go with that. So we're gonna work on several journals over this next while. And I'm just maybe depending, some days, I think how come I get so many journals going is Some days I want to work in this journal, and some days I want to work in that journal. Sometimes I'll have all the journals out and I'll look to see what I have left to do. Let's just look at one just quickly. This was a new style for me, and I might have made her a little too thick for the hoops, so I've got to decide that. Because my one got stuck in here, and I've been trying to get it to fight it, because I want that part to be on the outside. But in this case, somehow it got stuck. So as you can see, it's done on the 3 ring, and I have to still put the reinforcements on that, because when I first did it, I didn't want reinforcements, but with the ring you really do need it. So then you have a little flip here. So this is kind of, then I've got a vintage envelope, and I got a little paper in there, just a smaller piece, something new. And then it is a writing journal. The hard part with this is the front cover, but the good thing about this is you can move that front cover like that to write. So you can, that's the nice thing about the 3 rings. Then this is something I had learned to do, and I love it. And I probably, so it's like inside an envelope that I decorated, and then it's just a piece of paper I folded in half, hole punched it, put a pocket on it, and made a little, and just tuck it in like that with the bow sitting to the top. Then it's got another pocket here, and I was thinking I would use this in here, but I don't know how yet. It's going to be something with that. Then I have this page, and I didn't want to cover up all this beautifulness, so I just paper clipped a flip-flop, a little notepad I did with a thing, and I made this yesterday, and it's going to go somewhere in here. Sometimes I'll do that if I made it for a bingo I was doing, and it looks like an envelope, has a fold out, and it's going to also be a tuck pocket. So I just put it in there because it's going to be something. Then I don't think I like this page in it. That's why I have never done anything with it. I don't know if I'm keeping that page in there. I'm not sure if it goes with it looks nice this way, but I'm not sure if I'm liking it this way. And then it's another little flip out. I just put a piece of music paper, a collage thing I created, and use some washi tape. So I like my journals to have writing spots. I have to finish with putting my tabs on. So I've got 2 tags, and it's a writing spot. So even within the journal, then again, it's one of my scrappy notepads, a tag I made with a little tuck spot. This I just left, and I paper clipped it so it wouldn't flop open, and then I tucked this in, and I made a little pocket, so it's a little place I'm going to probably put some note paper in there, and I just tucked it on here, and you can write on that. That's why I didn't do much. I didn't do anything to this page. Other than I reinforced it here because it's old, and I found this nice little piece that I folded over. But I kind of like, I mean, it might be too plasticky. With a pen, it might work to write on it. And it had this beautiful image. This is how the page was. So, I mean, it's got a little writing spot there. So I didn't cover it, and the same here. And all I did here, and the reason there's washi tape is because it's frail. So I wanted to make the ends a little stronger. Then this is just, I folded a piece of paper this way and made a pocket. This is a ruby and pearl image, and I have to still finish that. Then here I'm thinking of, I bought long paper by mistake one time. So I glued this together to give it sturdiness, and then I put the flap, and I kind of want it to look like the envelope. So I thought of putting the belly band here,